What's up guys, this is BRZ for Build. I'm Chris. I just bombed it out of work and we were running to the shop to check out and see what the car looked like after paint. So last night I wrapped up paint at 5 a.m. I forgot to take the masking tape off, but I'm really excited to see what it's gonna look like. I'm a little scared. My main paint gun crapped out halfway through and I had to end up painting almost the entire car as far as the metallics on there with a detail gun. So that's really prone to tiger striping when you do that. So I'm pretty worried as well. I'm worried about the color. It's very gold on the footage and while I was in there, but all my lights were very gold and that color really refracts colors and colorful lights. So it's sunny out right now and I can open up that garage door and get some sunlight on it and see what the true color is out in nature. It is 2:50 right now, so I do have time to potentially run back into town and get more paint if I wanted to try and do another coat tonight or something else. But I'm really excited to see, so I'm heading to the shop right now. I'll be rolling footage when I get in and I will show you guys exactly what I see when I roll into there. Alright guys, we're in the shop. I'm gonna hit the lights. And whatever I did at 5 a.m. yesterday is gonna become very evident. The hood's got some pretty serious striping issues. You can see that from the light bouncing off of it. I'm gonna try to open up this door. 1 second. Alright, well luckily I left work a little bit early enough to head back into town and get more paint. I did run out of paint, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get some more paint, mix it up, and spray one nice, even, really wet coat on the whole car. Since this is a matte finish, it doesn't really, I mean, I could pick back up pretty easily, so that's the game plan for right now. I'm going to go grab some more paint and then get back to the shop as fast as possible. Alright, what's up guys? We are back in the shop. So I went down to the paint place and I said, hey, I need some more black to mix with my metallic. And while I was there, I was looking at this like little crib sheet of the ingredients in there and I was like, what's that one? What's that second one? And the dude goes, it's like a mustardy gold yellow color. And I was like, why the fuck is there gold in the black? Why couldn't they just give me black? So, you know, it turns out obviously there's like 1,000 different shades of black when you go down to the store. And with this color that we're trying to cut, the House of Color jet black color is the jet black color. It's a mixture of indigo blue, this mustardy gold color, and a lot of black. So what happened then when we mix the metallic is the metal flake is shining off and it's bouncing that yellow color, that yellow gold color, a lot more than the other colors. And that's why, even though now the lights in here are yellow, I wasn't BSing you guys, and when you hit natural light on here it looks really silver, but it just seemed to have a little bit of gold coming through in it. And I didn't get that, but I also don't want that, because again, we're trying to match the Mighty Car Mods color as best we can. And to do that, we needed a gray to start with, add black, add our flake. So I told him, I said, get the yellow out of the paint, please. And I upped the indigo blue a tiny bit just after looking at Marty's car. I think that's going to be a little bit closer to what we wanted. So I give you don't fuck this up black. It is our last shot. So what I need to do now is, as I mentioned, my big paint gun broke, and that's part of the reason that we have some of this tiger. Well, the reason that we have this striping is because it got too late and I got a little out of hand, and I completely didn't keep track of my wet edges, and I just went YOLO style all over the car. I don't really know what I was thinking. I thought it probably wouldn't matter. I thought the paint would just mold because it was going on so thin, but obviously that didn't work. We needed to keep a wet edge. The first coat that I put on this car, if I left it like that, it would have been great and we probably wouldn't be repainting. But guys, this is BS for Build. Like 2 paint jobs, that's nothing, especially if we don't have to sand in the middle. Hey, that's par for the course, man. So that's the plan right now, is I need to go fix the big paint gun hopefully so I can get that nice thick coat, because I'm just going to do one thick ass coat on this thing and we're good. That'll have us with 4 coats of paint, 4 or 5 coats of paint, 4.5, 5 coats of paint on this car in total, with the top one being the color that I really wanted. So I'm gonna try and fix my paint gun. I'm also gonna sand out a run that I have right here. And for some reason the bugs really like landing right here on the top of the car, so I'm gonna sand out some of that too. And then we're gonna spray, and then we gotta let the car dry. Now here's where we're running into time factors. Today's Monday, we have Tuesday, and then Wednesday I'm supposed to be leaving for California so I can make it to Supercars Sunday. There's not a lot of time to let this car dry for one, which is an issue, but it is gonna be really hot tomorrow, so hopefully this thing will just bake in here. The other issue is that I was supposed to be spending all night tonight, you know, rebuilding the car, and of course we're not going to be able to do that until tomorrow. So we're really coming down to a deadline. Tomorrow night is going to be a long night. Wednesday morning I need to go to the DMV and be able to get the paperwork for this car. So anyways, we're really running down to the wire. You guys will see it all in the video. I'm going to stop talking because this is going to be a long video as it is. Let's get going.
Alright, we got all our paint mixed up, we got the car all ready to roll, it's all tack clothed up, we're ready to go. Normally I'm a little nervous, a little scared. This time I'm just excited. I'm ready to bust this thing out. Let's do it. Alright guys, painting is done. Before I get out of here, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the gun and a little hack that I did to help me out a lot. Okay, so this gun is on sale right now. It's only $10. It atomizes paint really, really well, and it gives you a lot of confidence in spraying. So although I might have some tiger striping in this, you're going to get that no matter what paint gun you use. Because it's just the nature of the beast with this type of paint. So that aside, this gun was awesome, and for $10, I mean, it's like a must-have for everybody's shop. It comes with a little 4-ounce can, and that sucks. So I ran down to the hardware store, grabbed some adapters, and then bought this like 32-ounce can down at the store for another $10. So for 20 bucks, I have a really good gun that you can use this to touch up or spray any custom stuff that you want. And I'm super confident any of you guys can pick this up and spray well. It's a lot like using a can of spray paint. Anyway, so then I have my air filter here and another air filter here. This is a Descant air filter, and then you have a crappy little disposable air filter. They're both disposable. These things don't work super good, so this is the hack that I've been using. You see all this tape and everything? What I was having happening, every time I've done a paint job in Oregon, I've had this happen. There's a lot of moisture in the air. The air compressor has to compress air, and when it does that, it condenses the moisture in the air, and then it creates water droplets, and they come through your line and at your gun. So this is meant to absorb it, but sometimes they just jump out right here between this and here. They jump out. So I take some paper towel, wrap it around here real good, and tape it on. And this thing is wet. It takes up all that moisture, and I didn't have any water droplets hit the body of the car this time. I learned that yesterday. It's a really solid hack. Do that if you have moisture problems where you live. I really like the look of this color. I think it came out great. I think it's gonna look great enough. And I'm really excited for tomorrow. This is gonna be a long ass video, but tomorrow we rebuild the entire car, apply the Rocket Bunny-ness, and swap some interior, I think, too, if we have time. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be an awesome day. See you tomorrow.
Alright guys, we're back at the shop, and I just wanted to show you Little plan A, I brought this in here to steal the interior. We're back over to the plan B. So, paint looks great. I'm very happy with the way it turned out. It's still bouncing color really good. You can see there's a couple little wow, that shows up on camera really badly. To my eye, it's actually a lot harder to see, but there's a couple little splotchy areas. Like I said, it's actually showing up on film a lot worse. But the rest of the car looks really great. The roof's got a couple little areas. Everything else is awesome. So I really like it. I'm really happy with it. You know, it's kind of the whole $500 paint job thing, right? It's like you can either hire a professional or you can do it yourself. It's a lot more fun to do it yourself. And this is definitely good enough for me. So it's time to build this car back up. So there's the rail that we worked on. And then there's the top one that we redid. That's our seam where our quarter panel joined together. We can throw some light on there. This paint color is very cool. It refracts a lot of different colors. So now we gotta go steal interior out of that car and throw it in this car. We're gonna do an interior swap. We're gonna install a side window and a rear window. We got a bunch of shit to get to, so it's time to get to work. I forgot to mention one thing that is actually really important. So I showed you guys the imperfections of the paint, and I kind of said, oh, $500 paint job, that's that. I should refine what I said. So those spots are where the paint, so this is a matte color, right? Spraying matte is actually very hard because what happens is when you get on too thick in a spot, it becomes more shiny than the other spots. Basically the flattened matte clear in that has doubled down, then you got twice the amount of clear. It self-levels and it becomes more shiny. That's why when you spray can a car, you get a lot of that stuff too. So the reasons that the hood is looking like that is because it's very, very hard to spray matte paint. I probably should, you know, I could have just not done it, but you know, it's the color that I wanted. So the paint shop told me this ahead of time. People had told me this ahead of time. It's really hard to spray flat colors with semi-matte, semi-gloss, and that is something that happened. If you were to clear coat this car right now, it would all come out uniform and it would all look the same, and you wouldn't have any of that shit because the clear will make everything gloss uniformly, and that'd be all good. But I wanted a matte car, so that's part of painting matte, and everybody should know that getting into it, and set your expectations correctly. I mean, it's the second time I painted a car, so I didn't have super high expectations anyways. I'm really, really happy with the way this turned out. It's rad, it's DIY, and it's one hell of a DIY paint job, especially for a matte color, so it's very cool. And I'm being totally honest, that car, that black car, on film, the paint shows up better than it is in real life. This car, the paint shows up worse than it looks in real life. So on film, you guys are seeing the worst of it. In real life, it's very hard to catch a lot of those angles with your eye. The bad parts really do just show up on film more. Anyways, enough talk. I think the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is start on the interior swap, just because it's something that's easy, I can get away first. I got Adrian coming into the shop to help me out with some of the body kit application and some of the other stuff when he gets in. I just learned a new thing about the BRZ. It has fold flat back seats. They go up and they go down, which means if you were so inclined and you didn't get too greedy, you could totally sleep in your car. BRZ motorhome. Alright guys, so I'm swapping my stereo because I don't have the SD card for it anymore, so it's basically been rendered useless. And I wanted to show you guys how to do this. I think it's like, I can do it in like about 5 minutes. So first you want to find a little spot to try and pry this face off. Nice and gently. There's 2 clips on each corner and 1 clip in the middle. Just like that. Now inside here is 10 mil screws, so you're going to need a socket extender. There's 4 of them. Once you got those 4 screws out, you just pull it on back. All the clips in the back of this are unique to their little homes, so you can just pop them all out. When you grab your next stereo, they won't even go in the wrong hole, so you don't really have to worry about it. All right, it's out with the old, and then you grab your new one, pop all the clips back in, shove it back in, 4 bolts, and you are done. All right, well, I'm working on reinstalling our quarter glass. So this is the one that I got from a junkyard. What I've done is gone along with the razor blade and cleaned up all the excess rubber. It's kind of strange because it's like got a step to it. But so this is something that I really wanted to learn, and if it goes bad, then I'll pay a professional. But the professional wanted $100 to install this piece and then another $100 to do the back window. So I just said, screw it, I'll give it a shot myself. It's about, this primer that you need is $40, which sucks. You can get it for $15 online, but I was in a pinch. And then the gasketing's $25 per tube. So, you know, I spent about $90 on a $200 project. So if this works, that's great. If it doesn't, then, you know, it'll leak and I'll find the leak and then I'll remove them and pay somebody to do it again professionally. So anyways, I've cut all the gasketing off. The next thing you do is you take your primer and you want to prime around the gasketing and then prime around the surface of the car. Let the primer dry, and then I'm going to grab my 3M adhesive, lay a bead on there and throw it on. 3M sells this stuff. This is all 3M product. This is a single step primer for windows, and 3M also sells the adhesive that goes on here, and it's called Window Weld. All right, well, I've never done this before, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I got our 3M window weld, and I'm gonna try and lay a nice thick bead all the way around this thing, and then we'll grab our glass and set it in here. Okay, well, that went pretty well. It looks a little odd. You're supposed to build these like little peaks, so it actually kind of has its own, it comes off the car, and that's so you smush it down when you apply the window. Like I said, I've never done this before, so the slit that I made in my caulking gun was pretty massive, and I hope that that's not too much material, but we're just gonna have to find out when we shove the window in here. Alright guys, well, it's 2 a.m. unfortunately, so I gotta wrap up and get out of here. That does set me a day behind on the road trip schedule, heading down to California, but I'll make up for it while driving. I had planned on a nice slow drive, and you know, now it's gonna be a faster drive. So here's what we got going on. Door strikers installed, door shutting just fine. We got our suede leather back seats and front seat. We need to do our interior quarter panels still. We're gonna do the airbag swap soon. We did our stereo, that's swapped out. We installed our rear quarter glass and our rear glass, and that install went really well. That was a cool thing to learn today. And what else did we do? We got all the glass cleaned up on the car, got all the overspray off of it and other stuff like that. Taillights are installed. Trunk liner is mostly put back in. That taillight's fogged up. Don't worry about that. And yeah, we're looking good. So tomorrow we're going to be installing a lot of small accessories, finishing the interior swap, and stuff like that. But for tonight, I'm wrapping it up. Hey, what's up guys? It's about 10 in the morning the next day. I hope to be on the road by about 3 this afternoon, and I'm just gonna guess that that's not possible because it normally takes me like 4 hours to pack. Anyways, progress last night went well. We have, the largest things I think that we have to do today are installing the window louvers and the body kit pieces for the side skirts and the front lip. But you know, we'll deal with that. So we got most of our suede interior in. I think what I'm gonna do right now is just wake up, grab some coffee, crank some loud music, throw in the driver's seat, install that, and then do all the window and door trim. So then and clean the interior, and then our interior will be done. We can shut the doors and not worry about anything in the interior. Then we can focus on all the exterior stuff. Got my steering wheel all swapped out and the interior is coming along great. I want to do mirrors right now because I'm worried that I'm going to forget to do the mirror and run the wire, and then if I install the interior panel, I won't have my wire run. So this mirror is aftermarket. I bought it on eBay. It looks good. We didn't have bolts, so I made some custom bolts to bolt this thing in here. Went down to Harbor Freight and bought bolt stock, and then I cut these to length. So we should be ready to go. The only hard part is it's kind of hard to run the mirror control wire into the door panel the right way, but I'll figure it out. All right, it's time for us to reinstall our door trim molding and our door panel. I have a whole pile of stuff down there. It's for both sides. It's all mixed up right now, so it's gonna be tough. But we're just gonna have to, piece by piece, get through it the best we can. All right, we got all of our door trim in. I accidentally put this piece on backwards, so just remember to mark your pieces when you take them off during disassembly, right and left side, etc., etc. So now I gotta jump in and put the interior quarter panels in both of these sides. All right, well, it's time to install window louvers once again. We're using a different product though. This is a Loctite Power Grab outdoor mounting tape, and it says it's got 100 pounds of adhesion power per roll. So we're gonna set these in there. We're gonna Loctite mounting tape them to the window, and then we're going to do our same, our zip ties are still in place, so we're going to zip tie them back. In case of like a total failure, they'll be zip tied to the back of this and they'll hang on, as well as this little bar dips into the trunk lid. So they can't come off the car once they're on, and hopefully they'll stay on. For this application, I'm going to be using B is for Build zip ties. They can be found at our shop. Alright guys, well we got the interior done, window louvers are on, we're moving up to the front now, we're trying to just start wrapping up exterior stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and install the headlights. Alright, we got our headlights installed and they work great, and I'm happy to say that the stereo is working great too. I hadn't tested that out yet. So things are looking good. The next thing I want to do is get the Rocket Bunny V1 lip on the front bumper. Alright, we got our front lip here. It's got a lot of overspray on it. It's just dust though, it's not like stuck on there. So I need to clean this all off. Then we're going to bring our bumper in here, and I'm going to try and use this stand. Since I don't have two people, I'm going to try and kind of use this stand and a lot of tape to get this thing in place so I can screw it onto our bumper. The front lip is secured and on tight. So the next thing I want to do is get this inner grille and these in here, as well as our fog lights. So I'm going to flip this around for you guys and get to work. Our bumper is assembled and ready to go on the car. I'll try not to scratch the car while I do this. There we are. It's looking good. So yeah, that's the Rocket Bunny lip on there, and then we got our vent and our fog lights and stuff installed. So that's ready to go back on the front of the car, and then we got to do the Rocket Bunny side skirts next. Well, we are getting down to the wire, so a couple hours happened that I didn't film, but we got our front bumper mounted up nicely and everything's all good in that area. But I had to remount the window louvers. They were not happy. The sticking wasn't getting enough surface area on the sides because it's kind of wanting to bend up a little bit. So what I did was went back to the original solution with those hooks. Double-sided tape the hooks flush on the window, and they're really, really, really strong, and then you drill a hole in the window louvers and hook the window louvers into those hooks and then do the adhesive along the side rail. That gets you like double coverage, and those hooks are really, really strong. And of course I left the zip ties in the back just in case. So the last thing that we have to do is get the side skirts on, and we're still in the good window. I can still make it to California. If these side skirts go on tonight and the car operates just fine, then we are okay. I can make it down to California in time. So fingers crossed, let's do the side skirts, and then we're gonna kick the tires on this bad boy and see how it goes. Alright, the car is prepped and ready to go on its maiden voyage with the new everything. I promised I would show you guys the interior, so here's our nice out of focus leather interior, these seats, and then we did the backs as well. Got my trip permit in the window, I'm legal, got insurance. Got our window louvers on. Side skirts are looking good. Little tire shine action. Subaru badge. And easy ass looking front. We did black rivets. That takes a long time, but we got them. Very cool. And that really jumps out with the black trim pieces as well. Alright. There's a lot on the line right now. I gotta go test this car. If it doesn't work, then I'm taking the train to California. But it's gonna work. So let's go take it for a drive. Sorry I can't film with the light on. This place is Cop Central, and I'm pretty sure if I can't be on a cell phone, I also can't be filming. I had to film this though. I'm so excited. This car is awesome. It's driving great. You know what? The one thing that I'm really getting out of it is it just feels sturdy. It feels strong. I'm not worried about it. There's nothing clinking or clattering. It just feels awesome. So that's why I was a little worried about filming. They're everywhere out here. And another one. Let's hope none of them are following me, because I really want to blast this tunnel coming up. Alright guys, sorry you can't hear or see much, but you'll be able to hear. There's a tunnel on this commute back home that I really like. And I think it's going to be fun in this car. My buddy Jason over at Engineering Explained said that 30% of the engine's power goes out through the exhaust, and I think it's going to be really true in this car. Yeah, I love it. Alright guys, I made it home in one piece. The first drive of this car was awesome. I'm already falling in love with it. Like, it just... Compared to the other car, it's just the automatic transmission that I really don't like. But this one overall too also just feels like it's got a little bit better build quality. I think it's probably because of the way that I did the waterproofing in the rear. Anyways, it's awesome. I pushed it through that tunnel. I hit 100 in that tunnel. It was sorry the camera angles were crap, but that was fun. It's something I really wanted to do to end this episode. So sorry, this episode's probably pretty long, so I'm going to cut this really short. Sunday, a couple days from now, I'm going to be in California, Woodland Hills. April 10th, I think, is Sunday. Woodland Hills at Supercar Sunday. So I'll see you guys then. This is not the end of this series. This is not the finale of this series, just in case you guys wondered. There's more to come with this car, and I got a surprise when I get back from California. There's going to be a new car, but we'll be working in parallel. So that's it. You can find us at facebook.com/BSforBuild, and we're BSforBuild on Instagram. If you guys want to pick up any t-shirts or merchandise, it all really helps support these builds, and you can find that at BSforBuild.com and scroll down to the shop. Thank you guys very much for watching. I really enjoyed this episode. It was a marathon. It was a lot of work in the last few days, but it was all well worth it. So thank you guys very much for watching. Please remember to like the video and subscribe. Peace.